Okay. Before we jump into anything, I obviously want to make sure everything's working all right. Um, so please let me know audio, visuals. Let me know how it is. I apologize if there's a ton of glare. I will see. Maybe a solid color would do less glare potentially. Not really. I want to have something in the background, but yeah, there seems to be quite a bit of glare, so I'm sorry about that. Um, but yeah, here we are. Um, this is a little bit impromptu. Um, Figured I'd go a slightly different setup for this one, just so it's a little more friendly, I guess. I don't know the best way exactly to describe it. So apologies if things are shaking too much. Um, I'm propping my phone on something, so don't know. This might be an entire disaster here. Hopefully not. Um, but yeah, here we are. Um, so obviously, we have the main event right here. I went shopping with those of you who know Gingy. I went shopping with Gingy the other night, and we went to a couple different stores looking for some trading cards, and found these puppies for a reasonable price. And then off screen, there's also a Panini NBA Hoops box that I also purchased for a very reasonable price, at least compared to other stuff that I saw online. And yeah, we are going to, in the spirit of the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday, I figured this is the one Sunday that we don't get football in between. So might as well go ahead and do this. It'd be a decent time to do this. So we'll see. Um, Hoping this goes a little bit better than my MLB one that I did a few weeks back. But we'll see. Um, Again, please feedback on sound, lighting, all that kind of stuff is much appreciated. I know this is a little bit scuffed. Please let me know if anything is not good, and I will see what I can do to fix it. I don't know if I like the lighting. The lighting is there's a lot of glare. I want to see if I can try and fix that. Um, it's not really. I mean, I can turn it down, and there's like less glare, but then it's like barely visible. So I don't know, right? I don't really know. Um, I guess I could try and do like I could have the colors fade. It's just gonna be less visible. I hope that's okay. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I haven't done a vertical style stream in a bit, so if I'm catching anybody off guard, I apologize. Um, but I used to do these frequently, actually, when I was up at college. If you know, you know. I was I would stream in my car, and I would do this at least this format um, pretty frequently. Um, so it's a little weird to be doing it at home, but I figured this would be best for what we're doing here. So I guess I should explain some stuff for anyone who's like unfamiliar with exactly what we're diving into here. So basically, um, I one of my big hobbies that I enjoy is collecting trading cards. Um, Not really a specific sport or anything. And I figure it's peak NFL playoffs. The Super Bowl's next Sunday, so it would be a good time to do a NFL box opening. So, like I said a couple days ago, went out and bought this. Total, we have 6 packs here. Each pack has 22 cards in it. Um, trying to see if they give any, like, oh, there should be this many per box on average. It looks like we do. 6 parallels, including 1 blaster, exclusive numbered parallel per box on average. Okay. So there's supposedly some stuff that we should expect to get from this, but you know, it's a crapshoot. But regardless, I know this is like, I'm still like trying to best figure out exactly how to talk about this stuff and convey this stuff, because I know that like for a long time I did a very different style of content, and this isn't exactly, you know, familiar to a lot of people. So I don't know, but anyway, I figure go ahead and do this, and hopefully this goes better than my MLB one. My MLB one, I pulled 1 numbered card. It was to $7.99, I believe. So we're hoping to do better than that in this one. So we have about half the cards that we did in that other one in this one. So it'll be a slightly smaller opening, but hoping for something good to come out of that, and I should, fingers crossed, be getting you guys somewhat soon an NBA one as well, because like I said, I did buy an NBA hoops box as well, and that's off to the side. You guys can't see it, but that is there, and I do plan on making or doing an opening on that fairly soon. Not sure exactly when, but fairly soon. Maybe around, well, I was gonna say maybe around the All-Star break, but that's where we are right now. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. But yeah, I've got binders ready. I hope this format works out okay, and I can show you guys anything decent that I get reasonably efficiently. But yeah, if you have any tips or ideas for ways that this might be better or easier, I'm happy to hear them. But yeah, I think we're ready to get started. Got my trusty Swiss Army knife here to open this up with, and I've actually got 2 binders with me. Shouldn't need both of them, but I do have 2, regardless. I will take this off its pedestal now. I've been using this Mr. Beast collectible I bought a couple of years ago as a pedestal here. So, yeah, gonna get right into it. Slice through. It did not go through, did it? It does not appear that it did. Okay, let's try again. There we go. Okay, so this is Panini sealed. I guess I'll show the packaging. It's got the Panini logo all across it. So it is Panini sealed. This was actually the last one at the store that I went to for this. So I was very happy I got my hands on this. It was the last one available. All right. Anything of note in here? Doesn't look like it. All right, and here's our 6 packs. Cool. So I guess I'll show this off. We've got our 6 packs right in there. Again, I guess I'll just go over some of the details here. We've got rookie inserts that have a like retro design. They call it the 1989 design. We're looking for ultra rare inserts from certain sets. We've got top 100, hard score, and step ahead. And then again, 6 parallels, including 1 blaster per box on average. And then looking at the side here, we've got a few different sets numbered between 565 and 99. So that means there would be somewhere between 99 and 565 of any given card if it's numbered. There's a few other sets numbered that way. There's a few sets numbered to 25, so those would be good. They're especially good. Approximately 4 non-base cards in every pack. So we should be looking at something to get excited about in which would be nice. Anything else worth mentioning? Rookies are green. I assume a green border. Um, so that's something to look out for as well. I think that's about it for details here. And these packs are big, 22 cards per pack. I will try to take things slow. Yeah, as you can see here, we'll take our first pack out. These are some thick packs. It's a lot of cards in each of these. I was looking for like something with more packs. That's something I prefer. I like the physically opening the packs. I like that. I could want like a box set or whatever, but that's just not interesting to me. I would much rather open packs and get the experience of that. Yeah, only 6 packs in here, but they are very big. 22 cards per pack. We've got Justin Herbert on the front of all of these. There's also apparently a QR code for NFTs. I have no interest in that, but okay. And these are the current season. These are 2024. Season about to end next week. I will be rooting for the Eagles if anybody cares. And with that being said, I think we're ready to go. So first pack here, again, I will try my best to take this slow and not get too excited. But here we are, cutting into our first. This isn't my first like NFL pack ever. I did like a couple years ago. I bought like a NFL pack from like a store. I didn't get anything particular. I got a rookie Sam Darnold, which I gave Gingy. But all right, I'm not going to look at anything straight off the bat. I'm just going to take the cards out as a whole, put them down here, and we will look at them one by one. All right, our first card here is a Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta Falcons tight end. I wonder if these are numbered. I wonder how these are numbered. Because this one's numbered 14. Not like numbered, but the number on the back is 14. I just wonder if this happens by team or something else. I'm not sure. So it's got some blurb here about Kyle Pitts making the Pro Bowl with a 1,000-yard receiving season as a rookie. So it's got some information there. I will show this off. Nice sheen on it. Got some silver on the edges there. I like that. I think they've got the team helmet in the corner as well, so that's pretty. But yeah, here we are. First card. Kyle Pitts. Base insert. Nothing too. Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't quite expecting this. So this is not just current players, it looks like. We've got a Bernie Kosar here, former Browns quarterback. Don't know much about him, so unfortunately I don't have a lot to say, but yeah, we've got some retro players in here. Another base insert, same silver border, little blurb on the back. 12-year career, more than 100 wins. Here's the Bernie Kosar. Was not expecting retro players in here, at least not like base insert retro players. So that's pretty neat. I like that. All right, moving on. We've got the man who failed to save us last week, unfortunately. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Another base insert here. So it looks like these cards specifically show the 2023 season stats and the NFL totals. Not every season is on the card, just the most recent season when these were released. So yeah, we've got our Josh Allen here. MVP candidate this season. Depends on who you ask. For my money, I'm taking Lamar Jackson, though. Next one up, another base insert. Broncos running back, Javonte Williams. Here we are. Nice sheen on the front. I like that. Got Javonte Williams here. Was he hurt this year? I'm trying to remember because I don't remember hearing his name much this current season. I don't know if he was hurt or just ineffective or what exactly it was. All right, next up, another running back. We have Viking running back Cam Akers here. There's like a gradient around the sides of the team colors as well. That's pretty cool. I like that. Again, I haven't really done much with NFL cards, so a lot of this is new to me. But there we are. There's Cam Akers. Be careful with these. Even the base ones. Careful. All right. This is a player I'm a bit more familiar with. Former New York Giants tight end, now Jacksonville Jaguars tight end, Evan Engram. Had my fair share of angry moments with this man right here as a Giants fan. But he did make a Pro Bowl with us. A very debatable Pro Bowl, but a Pro Bowl nonetheless. Although he's played pretty well with the Jaguars since he signed there. So good for him. So another base insert there, Evan Engram. Next up, we've got another base insert. This one is from the Green Bay Packers. We've got linebacker Rashawn Gary. Packers were a playoff team this year, lost to the Eagles in the wild card round. But back-to-back really good seasons for the Packers. I believe it was a 2018 draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong there. So there's Rashawn Gary. Next up, this guy's a dog. Very happy to have this guy in my collection. Another base insert, it is Texans defensive end Will Anderson Jr., last year's Defensive Rookie of the Year, I believe. Am I wrong on that? I don't think I'm wrong on that. Yes. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. So yeah, this guy is going to be a stud. Part of that Texans defense that completely shut down the Chargers in the second half of that playoff game. So there we go. We've got another retro player here, and what a player it is. Fullback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike Allstott. Now this man is a Buccaneers legend, and just an overall legend at the fullback position. The mic just increased by a lot, did it? I assure you I changed nothing. Anyway here, Mike Allstott. Another base insert, but very cool that we have retro players in here. This man was an absolute menace at the fullback position for his career. My Madden players out there definitely know what I'm talking about. Next up, this guy's a dog as well. Out of Michigan State University, Seattle Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker III. Had a very nice rookie year last year. Don't know how he did this year. I don't quite remember exactly how he did this year. But regardless, I am a big fan of Kenneth Walker. Like this guy quite a bit. Very happy to have him in my collection. And the run on backs continues here with New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamara, formerly one of the best in the NFL. Not quite at the peak of his powers, but still a very solid running back. I believe he dealt with a suspension in some of the last couple of seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Something about a fight he got into. But it was good to see him back on the field. And fine addition to the collection. I remember playing Madden Mobile 18. And there was I forget what the promo was. It wasn't supercharged, but there was like something with like energy and like batteries and stuff. And I believe I had an Alvin Kamara card from that promo. Can't exactly remember what the promo was, but I didn't have that. All right. Next up, another retro card. Let's see if Gingy has any interest in this one. Former New York Jets quarterback Vinny Testaverde. Here we are. One of the better, somewhat recent quarterbacks in Jets history, which I suppose doesn't say a lot, but Jets legend for sure. Next up, we've got a rookie card. Ooh, it's got a different banner at the top. That's nice. I like that. Rookie card here. The picture is from his time at Washington, but it is Atlanta Falcons linebacker Braylon Trice. Always love to see rookies pop up, even if they're not worth anything. Always nice to have rookie cards, see what they turn into, be like, I have a card of that guy. So, Braylon Trice, very nice. Got the little rookie logo in the corner. Back to back, we've got another rookie, ladies and gentlemen. The photo here is from his time at Southern Mississippi. We have a running back from the Buffalo Bills, Frank Gore Jr., obviously son of the legendary running back Frank Gore, who played all over the league. Jets, Niners. I believe he was a Bill at one point. Other teams as well. So another rookie card here. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know if he got a lot of carries this season, because I know Ray Davis was sort of the, at least in the playoffs, from what I saw, Ray Davis was the sort of secondary back behind James Cook. So I don't know how many carries he got this season. But I remember there was some hype on him coming into the draft. So, again, another rookie card. Happy to have it. Another rookie card, 3 in a row here. Picture here's from Ohio, this time at Ohio State. Houston Texans tight end, Cade Stover. So this is a guy who definitely got some playing time this year. A playoff appearance as a rookie is never anything to sneeze at. So another nice rookie card here. Catching passes from C.J. Stroud. Did I show off the Frank Gore card? I apologize if I didn't. I'm not sure if I showed it to the camera. Anyway, here it is. Another rookie card here, Cade Stover. Another one. Another rookie. This man will be playing in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Got himself a nickname, Quintanamo Bay. Photo here is from his time at Toledo. Philadelphia Eagles cornerback, Quinyon Mitchell. Very happy to have this one. Very cool to have a nickname like that as a rookie, especially as a defensive back. You've got to have some serious skill to have a nickname like that as a rookie. So I'm very happy. Actually, no, I don't know if my mom has an interest in trading cards. She's a big Eagles fan, so I might inquire about that. And before we go anywhere here, his partner in crime in that secondary, very next card here, from his time at Iowa, is Cooper DeJean. Also of the Eagles, of course. He also will be playing in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Very, very cool. I am thrilled with those two. They are just base insert cards, but I am beyond happy with those two. Very, very happy with that. Two of the highest rated corners going into the draft this year. Was kind of surprised not to see corners go until as late as they did. I mean, it's been pretty much a whole year since the draft here. Another rookie. I guess they're just throwing the rookies at me. I'm not complaining here. This one, the picture is from his time at USC. It is running back Marshawn Lloyd from the Green Bay Packers. That is a name that I have definitely heard come up. Of course, I am a Tom Grossi fan, so definitely hear more about the Packers than your average person. But yeah, very nice. It's nice that I'm getting names that I'm recognizing as well. I'm happy to see that. But yeah, another nice rookie card here. It is a base insert, but again, I'm happier than a normal person would be at base inserts because again, I don't do this to make a profit. I don't do this to, make money or for a job or anything. I just do this because I enjoy it. So I'm happy with base inserts because I just think it's cool. And okay, it looks like we're getting into the inserts here, the custom cards here. He didn't stay away for very long. He's right back here. Okay, it looks like this promo is called the Potential. So, looks like rookies just coming to the pros that have a lot of potential. It's another Cooper DeJean card. See how this one's different on the back here. Different design here. It is like a retro design. Kind of like this, but I definitely want to show this one off. Our first non-base. Looks very nice. So 2 Cooper DeJeans in one pack here. Actually, one of the reasons I only did one box is I wanted to avoid duplicates if possible. And first pack, here we are. Ooh, this one, I like this one. Okay, so this one's got a more of a horizontal design here. The program looks like it is Sack Attack. And this one is Las Vegas Raiders defensive end Max Crosby, who is definitely worthy of this promo for sure. Absolute monster. Actually, saw a tweet of his very early this morning. For anyone who follows the NBA, I was looking around Twitter to see if the news of the Luka Doncic trade was true, and I saw Max Crosby reacting to it on Twitter this morning. So it's pretty cool. Show the card here. Sack Attack. And there's the horizontal. Another cool, not necessarily base straight up card that I will be happy to add to my collection. Next up, this one. Looks like there's a Hall of Fame promo. Very nice. I don't know if First Ballot is the name of the promo or if it's just a Hall of Fame promo. Either way, I'm very happy to have this card. I like the colors as well. Formerly Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders running back Marcus Allen. You can definitely see the retro theme on it. It's cool. So here we are. Here's the Marcus Allen. It's a little shine to the. I like that a lot, actually. There's some shine to the Not sure if it's picking up on the camera, but there's some shine and a different texture to the text and some of the stuff at the bottom there. Very cool. Not necessarily rare, but again, this is the first time I'm really going deep into NFL trading. So, and for our final card of the first pack here, we have a league leaders card. This one is for sacks with 19 last season, and it is linebacker / edge rusher for the Pittsburgh Steelers, T.J. Watt. It's got some stats here on the back. This is a very cool look card. There's like some gold lettering up at the top. I like that a lot. Check that out. Very cool. So yeah, very happy with those inserts at the end. Nothing numbered or super rare here. And I've also got this card that's it was on the box as well. They do a kid reporter thing at the Super Bowl, and this is like an access code you could put in, but the sweepstakes expired like 2-3 weeks ago, so that is not really of any use, but it was a thing. Alright, so I will sleeve these up real quick, and then we'll move on to our second pack. Very nice first pack. I'm happy with that. It's funny. Some of you may have seen this, especially if you're in my Discord. Somebody was getting on me after one of my shorts that I made regarding my my collection about like, oh, none of this stuff is really all that rare, and I put in the title, oh, these are my rarest, my rarest rookie cards. And I sort of countered with like, yeah, I know it's not super rare, but like, I think it's cool. Set cards, you don't see like cards in certain sets or certain promotions as much as you see like regular base cards. They're cool and unique for a reason. So I figured I'd mention them and bring them up. And he kind of countered with like, oh well, you don't have any 1-of-1s, you don't have any short prints or anything like that. And I'm like, if that's your borderline for what rare is, then like you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Like if you want 1-of-1s and everything, like that's just not realistic. That's not going to happen. So we did go back and forth a little bit. I was trying to explain my side of the story, and then somebody jumped in to defend me, and things kind of got heated, so I eventually ended up, unfortunately, having to pretty much, I don't want to say ban the guy, but that's basically what happened. I had to hide him on the channel because he started getting upset and talking about some not very nice things, started to get a little homophobic, and that's no bueno, so got him up and out of here. But yeah, in case anybody is confused on my motivations for collecting. I guess I could do this one from the other side. Okay, that's fine. I do it for fun. I don't necessarily do it to make money or to collect things that are super rare. Obviously, the goal when you're opening up packs is to get something rare because it's it's cool, it's different, it's worth something, and that's exciting. But I do it for fun. I do it because I enjoy it. I have for a long time. I have like a massive NBA, well, maybe not massive on like the scale of some other people who take it very, very seriously, but just for someone who doesn't take it super seriously and kind of does it for fun, a pretty big collection of NBA cards that I really collected back in like 2018. And I've always enjoyed collecting cards. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I subscribed, as I also love Mario and sports also. Very nice, Rick. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, those are two of my big interests. So welcome. great to have you here. I mean, regardless of your interest, it's great to have you here. But even though I'm not big into basketball, unfortunately, that's all right. Not everybody's thing. I'm not as big into basketball as I used to be, just as a sport. Like, I'll still collect cards for it. Like, again, I mentioned earlier, I have a box of NBA hoops cards that I bought the other day. But I'm not as I used to be like basically a walking encyclopedia for everything NBA. And you're better off asking my brother that stuff than you are me. Uh, so yeah, I'm not as big into like game of basketball anymore in terms of like the actual NBA and like keeping up with statistics and figures and records and stuff as I used to be. I mean, I have the most recent NBA 2K. I play it pretty frequently actually, but I used to watch and pay attention to it a lot more than I do currently. But yeah, when it comes to cards, I mean, I will really only get cards for sports that I am interested in some capacity. Like, I don't want to say I really don't follow hockey that much. Like, I'm familiar with the sport. Like, I know what it is, how it's played, the general idea of what's going on. The college I go to is actually Division I in hockey, so I'm familiar with the game of hockey. My dad is much more into hockey than I am. So like I probably wouldn't buy trading cards for like hockey, just because aside from a couple of names, like I'm not super into the sport, so I wouldn't really know a lot of, is good, is this person good, that kind of stuff. But like baseball, football, basketball, I'm totally in on that. I do have a big hockey card collection as well. Oh, very nice. Very cool. I ran into some collectors actually when I was out buying these. Well, not these specifically, more so the NBA ones. They were actually the store I was at was just getting like a big shipment of trading cards, and like we hit them at like the exact moment where they were unloading all their boxes of trading cards, like all their Pokemon and NBA, NFL, like literally everything, like just stacks on stacks on stacks of cardboard boxes, all of trading cards. And there's a group of guys hanging around. They were looking at Pokemon stuff, and for those of you who don't know, I'm not like the biggest Pokemon fan in the world. Like, I like Pokemon. I'll watch Pokemon related content. But there's been this massive like scramble recently for the newest Pokemon cards. And my friend Gingy, we were out shopping looking for trading cards, and we went to the section where all the cards were. This guy was like unloading them all, putting them all on the shelf. We're like, we don't want to get in this guy's way. We'll come back once he's done. So we go look around the store we were at, and come back probably 20 minutes later, and he's still going because it was again just this mountainous stack of cardboard boxes filled with cards, and we see this family with this young kid, and this kid, like, there's like one set of like these supposedly really impossible to get, not even like necessarily like rare cards or whatever, but like I guess for whatever the chance of rare cards, set of Pokemon cards, and the store has like one of them that's just being put on the shelf, and this kid comes up and basically grabs it, and there's like this group of other this group of guys who are kind of hovering around. They're chatting it up, talking about Pokemon and the sets they're looking for and that kind of stuff. And this kid basically took the one that everybody was after and just like he wasn't the first one there, I don't think. And so Gingy and I are kind of just standing there watching, like, what's going on here? Like, this kid just kind of walked up and took this like impossible to get your hands on set of Pokemon cards away from these guys who were standing here, and And the kid didn't really know what he was doing. He's like, the mom was like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Oh, I don't really know." He's like, the mom goes to the guy's like, "Oh, he wants the newest set." So it's like, and the thing is, like, the scramble for these, where these places are sold out of cards, it's not kids. It's like adults. It's collectors. To the point where like parents are complaining online that their kids want Pokemon cards and they can't get them because the stores are sold out. Like the previous store that Gingy and I had gone to, there were no Pokemon cards there. The entire section was completely sold out. It was nuts. Um, but yeah, it almost seemed like the mom wanted them, and she was kind of using her kid to, to get the pity so that she could end up with it. I hope that's not what happened. I hope the kid just wanted the Pokemon cards. But yeah, we ended up chatting with the group of guys a little bit. They seemed chill. One guy was like, "Yeah, I probably have a $30,000 collection." I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." But yeah, it was a fun night. It was an enjoyable experience. But that was a particular moment that was noteworthy. Um, and I've mentioned this before. I would do Pokemon. I would open Pokemon packs on the channel. They are so freaking expensive. Like, I do sports not just because I love sports, but because it's also one of the cheaper things to open cards for. Like, Pokemon is ridiculous, especially right now. Pokemon is unbelievably expensive. So, I may do Pokemon eventually, but it's not like, again, it's not like my peak interest thing. So, it's probably not going to be soon. Especially if things keep going the way they are now with how rare the Pokemon cards are and how they're sold out pretty much everywhere. Anyway, all of my yapping done and out of the way, we're going to move on to pack number 2 of 6 here. And open this up. Won't look too much, just getting these guys ready to go here. Alright, first card up. From the Carolina Panthers, we have linebacker Shaq Thompson. This is another... Did I have this card? I think I did at some point. I'm going to talk about Madden Mobile 18 again for a second. Please humor me. There was a promo in Madden Mobile 18 called Stacked. S-T-A... Was it K-D? It wasn't spelled properly. But it was basically like showing off. It was a promo that basically celebrated like defenses that were just absolutely loaded, right? Like the Legion of Boom was one of the defenses that got like Cam Chancellor got a card. I think got a card. And the Panthers defense, this was like right not too long after the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. So like Shaq Thompson, I'm trying to remember other names that were in there, but there were a few other names in there. And I distinctly remember Shaq Thompson from this promo. His linebacker card from that Madden Mobile 18 promo. I don't know if I had his best version. Maybe I had an old card. I don't remember, but anyway. Blast from the past. This reminds me of better times of Madden Mobile, so I'm happy. But yeah, Shaq Thompson, base insert. Yeah, I think this summary on the back says it best. Every team would love to have a player like Thompson on its roster. He's like a good, not great, not really super flashy and boisterous, just gets the job done. And he's a stud. So here we are. I'll show it off. Again, we've got the silver border there at the top. Base insert, but again, he reminds me of better days on Madden Mobile, so we'll take that card. Next up, from the Arizona Cardinals, we have safety Budda Baker, who looked like he was on pace to be like one of the best safeties in the league after his first couple seasons, and he has kind of tapered off a little bit. Over the past couple seasons, but still a great player. I remember him most for that one DK Metcalf clip where I'm pretty sure it's Budda Baker. gets an interception, and is going for a pick six, and DK Metcalf is just flying, and gets the tackle before he gets into the end zone. But no, Budda Baker, great player. Happy to have him. All right, next up, we have the guy splitting carries with Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. We have running back Tyler Algier. Believe he was. Thought he was 1,000 yard. 2 years ago, he was 1,000-yard rusher. That's right. The year before they drafted Bijan, he was 1,000-yard rusher. So definitely a solid player. Two-headed monster there in Atlanta at the running back position. That's proven to be very effective in the NFL. This season, it's been look at the Lions with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Moving on. Next player up, from the Cleveland Browns, safety Grant Delpit. I remember being very high on this guy when he was drafted. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wanted the Giants to draft this guy if it was available. Pretty sure he went not too long before I think we picked Xavier McKinney instead of Grant, or like right after. Who's now a Packer and doing great. Anyway, amazing how guys leave MetLife and they play amazing. Anyway, my pain aside, Delpit, not a ton of bright spots on the Browns, but their defense is definitely one of their bright spots with Myles Garrett out there, JOK, a couple nice players in the secondary. You've got is Greedy Williams there? I don't know if Greedy Williams is still a Brown, but Denzel Ward, and then you've got Grant Delpit back there as well. Next up, we've got a kicker. This guy has been in infamy recently for his bat down during the playoff game against the Texans. Is Los Angeles Chargers kicker Cameron Dicker. Yeah, it was behind the line of scrimmage, Cameron. It's a live ball. You can't just bat it down. Hey, I didn't know that either until after the fact, so I can't blame the guy. Anyway, here he is. Nice to have some kicker representation in the collection. Kind of hope there's a certain kicker we don't see today, to be completely honest with you. Anyway, moving on. This is actually kind of funny. It's another retro card, but we just pulled his son in the last pack. It's Frank Gore. This is a Dolphins card for Frank Gore here. 16,000 career rushing yards is pretty sick, man. Retired just a couple seasons ago. Fantastic player. Played all over the league. Here he is, Mr. Gore. Put him over here. Very, very nice. Happy with that. Next up, we got a wideout. Former Patriot. Now he is with the Las Vegas Raiders. It is Jacoby Myers. He's probably still his most known moment is that one failed lateral that lost them the game last year. That was pretty tough, but pretty sure he had a fairly nice season this year. So happy to have him in the collection. Here he is, Jacoby Myers. All right. Next up, we've got running back from the Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Moss. I did not know Zach Moss. Did I know Zach Moss was on the Bengals? somewhere in my brain, I knew Zach Moss was on the Bengals.
It's like one of those free agency
signings you see, but then that's like all you ever see of it. Yeah, pretty solid player. I remember him most for his Colts days.
But was he ever a Bill?
I'm thinking of a different Moss, aren't I?
I think I'm thinking of a different Moss. I don't know. Anyway, Zach Moss
of the Bengals, who were just shy of making the playoffs this year. Next up, it is very funny that we pulled Quinyon Mitchell earlier, because there's another guy related to islands and locking people up at the cornerback position. We have a retro card from the New York Revis Island, Darrelle Revis. This is nice. This is cool. This is a guy I actually saw play a bit when I was young.
Would always have Justin Giants games
on the TV on Sunday.
So I am very...
If it's just a base insert card. Still very happy to have Darrelle Revis. In fact, this is another card that Gingy might want. We'll take good care of it. But here we are, Revis Island.
All right, next
up here. Ooh, what a dog.
Guy who had
a pretty solid playoff run with the Commanders this year. Obviously, most well known for getting shot multiple times and then
playing an NFL game
like nothing happened.
It is Washington Commanders
running back Brian Robinson, who I am just a big fan of, just because it's kind of impossible not to like this guy. So there he is. Had a pretty good playoff run with the Commanders. Was kind of, I don't want to say going toe for toe with Jahmyr Gibbs in that Lions game, but he was playing pretty solid.
Next up, we have a wide receiver from the Tennessee Titans.
It is, gosh, is he a fifth year player now? Treylon Burks, most infamous for being traded for A.J. Brown, and unfortunately not really living up to the expectations.
Kind of telling on the back of the
card, just kind of like, oh yeah, this one game he played really well. And that's all they really have to say about him. But hey, my fellow asthmatic brethren, so I wish him nothing but the best.
Gosh, playing wide receiver with asthma must be
awful, man. Can you imagine? All you do is run. that is your entire, well, most of what you do is running. And gosh, that with asthma, that's gotta be tough, man.
So, salute you,
Treylon Burks. All right, next up here, ooh, another card I'm very happy to have in my collection. Comeback story, one of the comeback stories of the year this year, after his injury in the Super Bowl last year. 49ers linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Unfortunately, I believe he went down with another injury. Not as serious, but another injury right when he got back. But it was great to see him on the field again after just a tragic injury in the Super Bowl last year. So, Dre Greenlaw.
Definite stud at the linebacker
position.
A guy every team would
love to have in their front seven. Next up, we have hit the rookie cards in this pack. First off, we've got a Giant, ladies and gentlemen. We have a New York Giant. Second rounder? Am I stupid? I think he was a second rounder. Second rounder, third rounder this year? I should know better. I'm a Giants fan. Anyway, rookie card, defensive back, like I said, for the New York Giants. Out of Kentucky, Andrew Phillips, who I believe had a pretty decent rookie year. Not like exceptional, but decent. Did see him play a little bit this year, although the Giants were pretty hard to watch. All right, next up, another rookie. This guy, much higher profile, much more well known, although not the flashiest guy in the world. People thought the Chargers might take a wide receiver instead of this guy. The jokes after the draft were, whoa, that's a big wide receiver. It is offensive tackle Joe Alt from the LA Chargers, former Notre Dame offensive lineman. I believe he had a pretty solid, not like a Pro Bowl caliber or anything, but a pretty solid rookie year for Joe Alt. High draft pick. Happy to have high draft picks in the collection, especially if they had a solid rookie year. Joe Alt. Wonder if we can get his fellow rookie Led McConkey in these packs somewhere. Anyway, next rookie on the board from the Carolina Panthers. I believe he had a pretty decent rookie season as well. Running back Jonathan Brooks. It's a name I believe I've heard. Shout out Football Analysis, by the way. Great YouTube channel. So yeah, Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. I believe he was a little bit banged up this year, but when he played, he was good. So shout out to him for that. I just love the Panthers colors, man. I really do. I like their color scheme. Them and the Seahawks. Some of my favorites. But yeah, here is Mr. Jonathan Brooks. Here's to good health and a great year next year for him and the Panthers. But they really started to turn things around toward the end of the year. All right, next up. This is nice. Next year's a big year for this guy. Massive year for this guy. It is, out of Washington, Atlanta Falcons quarterback, Michael Penix. You could find the video on my channel of me not understanding at all the draft pick when that pick was made. The stream VOD is still available on my channel. By the way, let me know if y'all want to see me react to the draft again this year. I had quite a good time reacting to the draft last year, so let me know. Anyway, myself and my father, neither of us understood this pick when it was made, but it turns out that situationally it was a pretty good pick because Kirk Cousins did not finish the season well, and Penix got thrown in. And I believe it was his first start was against the Giants. And the thing I remember most from that game is not only Penix playing very, very well, but also the what should have been a touchdown pass to Kyle Pitts that Pitts basically just kind of volleyball tossed into defender's hands. Was it Cordell Flott? Cordell Flott? Was that the guy who picked it off? I don't remember. I think it was. Anyway, you can't even call that an interception. That was just Kyle Pitts not catching the ball. It was actually, I felt bad. As a Giants fan, I felt bad because that went down as an interception for Penix, and it just should not have. So a very small sample size, of course, but promising for the Falcons this year. Had an absolute shootout with Bryce Young in Week 18 as well to try and compete for a playoff spot. Didn't end up working out because the Bucs won, but shout out to him for a great couple of games to end the year, and I look forward to seeing if he can back it up with a solid full season next year. Speaking of the Bucs, we have their rookie wide receiver out of it's a W. Washington State. Is that purple? That doesn't look purple. It doesn't look purple now. Okay, just Washington, I guess. So teammate of Penix, Jalen McMillan. I don't know a ton about McMillan, but he did make a massive catch in that Week 18 game that sent the Bucs to the playoffs, and then immediately got flagged. for a gun celebration. But yeah, I believe he had a pretty solid rookie year. So good for him. I can see him and Baker Mayfield hooking up well in the future, especially as Mike Evans starts to get a little bit older. But yeah, I remember that standout moment for him this season. So shout out to Jalen McMillan. Next up, the run on wide receivers continues here. We have, from the Buffalo Bills, Keon Coleman. I believe he had a relatively decent rookie year. Florida State. There's a lot of critique of him when he was drafted, not necessarily for him as a player, but because Buffalo traded down with the Chiefs. The Chiefs took Xavier Worthy, and now they're in the Super Bowl. But nothing against Coleman as a player. I believe I've heard he's just a fantastic, funny guy, great guy to be around. I believe he had he was starting in the AFC Championship, so he couldn't have been that bad. But unfortunately, I don't really know enough about how his season went to comment much more than that. But Keon Coleman, Jalen McMillan. I'm sorry if I didn't show up. Here it is. Did I show off Penix? I don't know if I should. Here's Penix. But Keon Coleman of the Bills. See how his second season goes. See if he can develop into a really, really nice weapon there for Josh Allen. All right, we're moving on to, looks like some of the inserts. Ooh, this one's flipped over. I wonder if that means it's special. We have a celebration card. Hopefully, not, in my personal preference, not a sign of things to come here. It's a Patrick Mahomes card, him celebrating last year's Super Bowl win. Saquon Barkley, if you can hear me. But it's a cool card. Just not a fan of the Chiefs. But you can't deny how dominant they've been, man. But yeah, 2 in a row for the Chiefs, looking to make it 3 in a row next Sunday. We will see how that goes. Root for the Eagles, but this isn't my favorite card. Not just because it's Mahomes. I don't know. We have another potential card. Ooh. I'm very happy to have this one. Man, absolutely lit it up without a doubt. Maybe not without a doubt. Probably going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. Out of LSU, Washington Commanders quarterback, Jaden Daniels. I was kind of hoping we'd see a Jaden Daniels card here. And it's not numbered or anything, but still pretty sick. Went toe for toe with the Lions. And played a pretty solid game against the Eagles. I know the score doesn't really show it, but pretty solid game against the Eagles. All right, here we are. We have another league leaders card here. This one is Marvin Mims. And this one is for longest return. Longest return touchdown. And this is a 99-yard return touchdown card. Looks like from the back he had one of those last year. So shout out Marvin Mims on the special teams. I rock with that. Special teams representation. Nice to see. And finally here, this one was flipped over. I don't know if there's anything special about this. I kind of hope there is. And there is. Oh, wow. Okay. This is probably my best pull since I started opening packs again. All right. Oh, wow, I love that design. Okay. We have a retro card. You could see the reflection on my face. From the Minnesota Vikings,
Arguably
the greatest wide receiver of all time. Maybe you stick him behind Jerry Rice. Numbered 180 out of 630 with a gold border and a reflective sheen, Randy Moss. You can see the number down there in the corner. At a 630. Not like a super low number, but it's better than 799. Very, very happy about that. I want to check the box one more time here. I don't see any 630s here. I see 565.
So maybe these are separate?
Oh, these are, looks like, set cards, though. So maybe some base cards are at a 630. This card is sick. I know it's not, it's at a 630. It's not exceedingly rare, but it's shiny. It's got a gold border. It's got this, like, I wish you guys could see this through my eyes right now. Like, this rainbow reflective, like, it's kind of hard to, maybe if I get the light to shine on it in just the right way. I don't know, but wow, look at that. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is cool. Yeah, you see that, like, kind of wave type thing going on down there? Oh, man.
This is sick.
I know it's only 630. I know. But I love the design more than the number, man. Oh, my gosh. That is sick. That is awesome. All right. Time to sleeve pack number 2. I'm actually very happy with how long I've been able to draw these out. My biggest fear was that I would rush through them too quick and I wouldn't have any content. But that does not seem to be the case, and I am thrilled. All right. Let's get these guys away here. Again, for anyone who might have missed, numbered out of 630, gold border, Randy Moss.
Wow. Yeah, that's sick.
May not be worth too much, but I might just hold on to that one. It's just the color scheme. I love the color scheme on that one. This potential Jaden Daniels as well. Again, I know it's probably just a set insert. It's not anything too special, but Jaden Daniels, man, had himself a heck of a year. So we'll see. A couple cool rookies in here as well. Yeah, regular rookie base cards, but
still happy to have them.
Jalen McMillan, very nice. Michael Penix, very nice. See if any of these guys end up absolutely tearing it up.
It's Jonathan Brooks.
Whoops, there's Joe Paul and my boy, my New York Giant, Drew Phillips, baby.
Remember that one season the Giants
secondary was like okay with James Bradbury? Anybody remember that?
Blame me if you didn't.
Would not blame you if you didn't. But yeah. Not sure what to do. I mean, we got to take a freaking quarterback at number 3, don't we? Luka Doncic. Enough said, my friend. What's going on, you? How you doing, man? Yeah. It's funny. I just happened to be awake when it happened. And I forget what I was doing, what I was looking at. But I caught a
Sports Illustrated
article. And I sent it to Gingy and Yoshi immediately, and I was like, fellas, there's no shot this is real, right? And then I checked Twitter, and I would have put money on the fact that Shams got hacked, but nope.
No hack.
It was real. Wild. Absolutely wild. NBA pack opening coming soon. Good time to plug that, I guess. As good a time as any. Anyway, I have an NBA hoops box. This is some 2K trade with untouchables on. Nah, this is some 2K with trade override on, bro. Nah, but hey, listen, We live in a world of no untouchables. Shout out Kenny Beecham. Um, but no, that was wild. Absolutely. Still
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I like it's I get it. It's real at this point, but like still just wild to think about. We'll see. We'll see. People talk about LeBron potentially being traded now. Maybe to the Warriors. That would be sick. That'd be crazy. I'm all in on the chaos at this point. Just let the chaos reign in the NBA right now. I don't. That's what I say. Anyway, back to the what we're doing here, the trading cards. First two packs. The first pack wasn't anything too special. Couple inserts that I was happy to see, but second pack was very nice. Couple of very nice rookies in there.
Actually, what am I talking about?
First pack we had Quinion Mitchell and a couple Cooper DeJean cards in there. One of them was a Potentials card, which is one of those set inserts, so that was cool. And then second pack we had some cool rookies. We had Jalen McMillan, we had Mike Penix, Joe Alt, Andrew Phillips, Keon Coleman,
Jonathan Brooks
as well. And we ended off the box with a Potentials Jaden Daniels and a numbered to 630 retro Randy Moss. That was pretty cool.
All right, I guess it's time
for pack number 3. Let's get it.
Very careful
not to damage anything here.
It did say on the box
here
6 parallels each box on average.
It looks like we've had 1 so far. If a parallel is what I think it is, we've had 1 so far. Next set
of cards. I don't think I see anything chunky in here. That's fine. Chunky is normally
an auto or a jersey patch or something like that. That's all right. First up,
linebacker from the 7 seed in the AFC.
Denver Broncos just barely scraping into the playoffs. We've got Alex Singleton. Solid player, but totally shown up by Nick Benito this season, who went and had himself a Pro Bowl year. So shout out to Nick Benito. Alex Singleton, solid player. I believe he was an Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. I believe
Singleton was an Eagle. Anyway, show him off here.
Mr. Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Broncos. Broncos overachieved this year. Good for them. I mean, really wasn't sure about the Bo Nix pick and how that was going to work out. But,
hey,
making the playoffs. I mean, you can't complain. They were predicted to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. Pretty much everyone had them near the bottom, and they went and made the playoffs. So, shout out to them. Talk about playing with house money.
Next up,
running back. Another Panthers running back. Another former Philadelphia Eagle, actually. This one's Miles Sanders. I know he had an underwhelming season last year. I don't know how he did this year.
Don't really have a ton to say about this,
unfortunately. I mean, again, the Panthers really seemed to turn it around towards the end of the season. Bryce Young looked great at the end of the year. Jonathan Brooks looks like he can be a stud. Getting a pick from Dallas for Jonathan Mingo is
like you
reject trades that would involve, like, the Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins for a 5th and you trade a 4th for Jonathan Mingo. I know people were clowning it at the time, and it's still funny. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. I make fun of the Cowboys wherever I can. But yeah, Panthers. I looked at my dad actually week 18, and I was like, there could be a pretty dope rivalry between
Bryce Young and some of
these other quarterbacks, whether it be, I mean, I was specifically talking about Michael Penix, but
they're in division, right? Pretty sure they're in, yeah, no, because it's
Bucks, Falcons, Saints.
Yeah. So that could be a cool rivalry.
Baker Mayfield could get in on that as well. Some good quarterback play potentially. I mean, we'll see how Bryce and Penix,
end up. But towards the end of the season, we saw some good
quarterback play coming out of the South. We just don't talk about the Saints. But, Anyway, ranting aside, Miles Sanders, absolute stud in Philly. Hasn't quite lived up to that in Carolina, but hopefully he can turn it around.
Next up.
Unfortunately, the only thing I remember this guy for now is that friggin' State Farm commercial where they're doing the ballet poses. But get well soon. Absolute monster.
You could argue the Lions had
A shot at the Super Bowl if this man was healthy.
defensive end.
Aiden Hutchinson. Such a shame this man went down with an injury this year, man. Absolute monster. Again, like,
the Lions were pretty beat up,
particularly on defense, but gotta think this guy would have been able to make a difference if he was on the field.
Looking forward to
Actually, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the Lions next year. Now that they've lost both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, I'm interested to see how they come back from that. How guys come back from injury. David Montgomery will be fully healthy. Hutch should hopefully be fully healthy.
interested to see
how the Lions rebound. Do
we see that it was more of a
Dan Campbell thing than the coordinators, or I mean, they're kind of a
sort of a question mark. We don't
really know.
But I do hope that this guy
continues to be a monster because
he stayed in Michigan, getting drafted, and he's played his heart out, and it was so sad to see him get hurt.
this year. So get well soon, Hutch.
All right, next up,
another retro card.
We got a bear, a
Chicago Bear. I believe that's the first bear of the day. So from the Chicago Bears, we have defensive end Richard Dent.
Definitely,
absolute monster. Bet the Bears wish they had a guy like that right about now, but we'll see what they do in the offseason. But I mean, they had Chase Young for a bit, but
it was wild that
Chase Young led both the teams he played for sacks last year. That was crazy. I remember seeing that stat and being like, that's nuts. Anyway, Richard Dent,
Super Bowl MVP,
four-time Pro Bowler.
Had the most sacks in league history
at the time of his retirement. I'm reading all that off the back of the card. I don't know too much about Richard Dent. His name I've heard before, but I don't know too much about him. We got any Bears fans in chat?
By the way, I should have mentioned
that going in. I apologize I didn't mention that earlier. If you guys have any interest in any of the cards that I pull, let me know. Like, let's talk. I'd be happy to discuss, if there's a card you want. I'd talk to me. I'd be happy to,
have a discussion and
see what we can
do. But yeah, Richard Dent, Bears legend. Cool to see so many
retro cards in here. All right, Derek Carr is next up, quarterback for the Saints. He was banged up
for a lot of this season.
Even when he played, wasn't amazing, minus like weeks 1 and 2, where everyone thought the Saints were in the Super Bowl. But
he's, I mean, last year's stats weren't bad, but Yeah, I mean,
they gave Spencer Rattler a shot. The Saints need a quarterback. They do. They just do. They're not really in projected range to draft one of the top ones this year. Like, they're probably not going to roll to the Saints, but we'll see what they do, because Spencer Rattler was he was all right at times when they played him this year. Carr wasn't great. He was also injured. He's also only getting older, so we'll see what they do. But there we are, Derek Carr.
Next up, we have from the LA
Rams. I actually feel really bad for this guy.
We got Tyler Higbee. The reason
I feel bad for this guy is he got hurt in the playoffs last year. I don't under
wild card, or I think it was
the divisional round. And I remember he came back for the wild card round this year.
And then he got hurt again.
And I felt terrible. I was like, man, you finally come back from injury, playoffs, and then you get hurt in the playoffs again. Like, that's got to suck. But great player.
Great safety
valve. He's got some NFL experience, been around for a while.
Yeah. Tyler Higbee. Hopefully he can be fully healthy
going into next season.
Next up, if it will separate here, we have from the
Jaguars, who were kind of a dumpster fire this year. Although they fired why can't I remember his name? They fired their general manager, and I can't remember his freaking name.
Why can't I remember his name? This was like big news.
Because they didn't do it, and then they did. Anyway.
Foyesade Oluokun,
linebacker for the Jaguars. I'm a big fan of this guy, mainly because he was like a silver on Wheel of Mutt, shout out MMG, a couple years ago, and he made some plays, and then he actually became like a pretty solid NFL player. So shout out to Foyesade Oluokun. But
yeah, solid linebacker.
Guy anybody would want on their team, in my personal opinion. I'd say he's more known for his time with the, I want to say Falcons. I think it's one of the red teams. I think it's the Falcons. Anyway, moving on, we have another retro card.
I swear I've heard this name
name before. I don't know anything about this guy. Natrone Means
of the then
San Diego Chargers. Retro card here. Looks like he had himself a nice career.
Probably a shorter one, which makes sense for a running back.
But here we are.
Natrone Means.
Natron. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
Retro card for the Chargers. All right, next up.
Oh, this is funny. So, this guy is not on an NFL roster, to my knowledge. He was last on the Giants, and then he went and
retired, kind of,
and then made a really bad and cringy song. Didn't he cheat on his girlfriend or something?
And then made a song about
oh no, she cheated on me actually. I don't know. Anyway, it's Darren Waller. He was great on the Raiders, and I had some hope when the Giants traded a third for him that he would be
solid, but this never really worked out.
And I believe he was banged up as well. So,
just the Giants way,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Hopefully next season will be better. All right. Next up,
Running back from the Patriots.
I know him more for his time in Washington. Antonio Gibson. He was splitting carries with Ramondre Stevenson this season, I believe. Yeah, he was a monster for a couple of years on the now Commanders. I don't remember hearing his name come up too much this season for the Patriots.
Ramondre Stevenson was their main
back, but definitely a nice guy to have.
Put in when you need him. Do some stuff out of the backfield.
So,
Antonio Gibson.
There he is.
All right, next up,
we have another
Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide
receiver. This one is not a rookie.
This one's not Jalen McMillan.
This one, it's not Mike Evans either. It's Chris Godwin. Good wide receiver. Looked like he was gonna be like Mike Evans level for a bit, but looks like he's not quite at that level. Very solid wide receiver though. No hate meant towards him. 1,000-yard receiving season in 2023.
Not sure how we did this year.
Don't have
exact numbers.
But the Bucs made the playoffs, and Baker's got plenty of weapons, and he's definitely one of them. So,
there he is.
Chris Godwin.
All right.
Next up,
this guy had a
surprisingly good season this year for the Commanders. I remember everyone was making fun of the Commanders in the offseason for their signings because they signed a lot of older guys like Austin Eckler and Zach Ertz and those type of guys. And this was one of the guys that people were like, yeah, this would have been great 5 years ago.
Commanders linebacker,
former Seattle Seahawk, Bobby Wagner.
Surprisingly good
season this year for Washington.
Of course, Washington had a surprisingly
good season this year, but
yeah, definitely sort of
caught some people off guard. Had a very solid year, as did a lot of the older signings on the Commanders.
And I mean, he doesn't need to prove himself
at all. He's been lights out, a monster in Seattle. Just most people thought he was tapering off and his career was pretty much done, but had himself a nice year this year. So shout out to Bobby Wagner.
Alrighty, you're into the rookie
portion of this pack, and we started off with another Giant.
Another guy who, I don't know if it was him or Drew Phillips
that was a little underwhelming this year. Regardless, another Giants rookie, another secondary player, Tyler Nubin.
Safety out of Minnesota.
Giants went heavy on secondary in the draft this year. Past couple of years, really. It seems like they always need to draft a secondary player.
It was really a shame
to see Xavier McKinney walking free agency. And I mean, listen, he played great for the Packers this year, but
it always stinks to lose a guy like
that and then see him
kick butt elsewhere. And somehow that wasn't the
only time that happened to the Giants. Anyway,
Tyler Nubin,
rookie card out of Minnesota. Base insert, but again,
it's a Giant. I'm happy with it. Next up, alrighty.
This one right here
may age
well or poorly, depending on how the next couple of years go. Because he had a very up and down rookie year. He was a big play threat. He was a touchdown threat, but didn't quite have the rookie year a lot of people expected. From the Arizona Cardinals, out of Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. Of course, his father, legendary NFL receiver.
But yeah, I believe he had
7, 8, 9, round 8, somewhere around 8, maybe a little higher, a little lower touchdowns this year. But
I remember he had
like the one game he went crazy, and then like the couple games before that, like had like a few receptions total. So
up and down, sort of.
I mean, I guess with receivers, it's not always their fault, but I mean, if you can create separation, a good quarterback is going to find you. And Kyler Murray is not a terrible quarterback. So we'll see if that one ages well or poorly in the coming years. Hopefully. But got outclassed by my giant, Malik Neighbors, in the receiving game this year. All right. Another rookie out of Ohio State. This time it's a defensive player for the Cleveland Browns, Michael Hall Jr.
Don't know too much about this guy.
I have heard his name.
Fortunately, I don't have too much to say about him. But
not a lot of bright spots for the Browns this year. But like I said, the defense is probably one of those bright spots.
So, yeah.
Michael Hall. Wish I had more to say about the guy, but I don't know too much about him. Same with this next guy, unfortunately. Jackson Powers Johnson.
Center for the Las Vegas Raiders. I remember.
No.
I was going to say I wanted the Giants to draft
this guy. I forget if he was listed as a center going into the draft. He might have been listed as a guard. And if he was listed as a guard, I probably did want the Giants to draft this guy. I believe he didn't have a great year, though. So maybe we dodged a bullet. I don't know.
But Jackson Powers,
of course, he's got a chance to turn it around.
Organization is
probably looking for the next quarterback
in the draft this year.
If any fall to them.
And this guy
has a big job in protecting whoever that is. So here's to hoping that. I think it was him who had a tough year. I don't remember. There was an interior offensive lineman who didn't have a great season. Maybe I'm thinking of the guy on the Giants. I don't know. If he had a great year, I'm totally capping. I'm sorry, but yeah, Jackson Powers. I remember wanting the Giants to draft him.
All right, here. Some interesting stuff coming up here.
All right.
Another rookie. This guy's a Chief.
Out of Tennessee. Sorry, similar colors. Kamal Haddon.
Safety for the Chiefs. I don't even know if I've heard this name before,
to be honest with you. I apologize for my lack of knowledge here.
But the Chiefs' defense has been really good. Not sure exactly how
much impact this guy has had on that. But he might win a ring in his rookie season, so good for him. Regardless. But yeah, Kamal Haddon.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Playing in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Now we move on to some
more interesting cards. Okay, so
this one
does not have a white border like the others do. Oh, it's got a different shade to the different reflectiveness
to the top as well.
So New York Jets
linebacker C.J. Mosley, great player when he's on the field. Unfortunately, he's had some trouble staying healthy. See, instead of silver, the top bit is reflective green,
which is interesting.
And then this card also has a green border. check that out. That's pretty cool. Might inquire to Gingy if he has any interest in this one. But yeah, very cool card.
Definitely sleeve that one. I like CJ Mosley. I like him a lot.
I thought it was a good signing a few years back when he came from the Ravens to the Jets. Hope he
can stay healthy. We have another celebration
card here. This one's Geno Smith. I'm not sure what's he celebrating here. He had a good game.
Okay. He hit DK
Metcalf for a long touchdown. This is Geno Smith.
Celebration card. He's celebrating a long
touchdown to DK Metcalf. You know what I feel about these celebration cards?
I guess there's a story behind them,
so that's pretty cool. But there's not a lot of reflective nature and stuff to them. Just kind of there. I guess that's neat.
All right. Next up,
we have another league leader card.
This one is for
receiving yards. And this is, we were just talking about Haddon, the current Kansas City Chief. This is a former Kansas City Chief. At the moment, on the Dolphins. Although he sent some cryptic messages towards the end of the season, so who knows where he's going to be next year.
This is for last year's
receiving season with 1,799 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill.
The Speed Demon himself. Yeah, not sure what's going to happen
with Tyreek.
Definitely seemed like he was
gone at the end of the year there. But,
pretty cool card. If it is for last season.
All right. We have another Potentials card. This is another one I'm very happy to have because I believe
this guy has a
good shot at winning Defensive Rookie of the Year.
It is Los Angeles
Rams
defensive end Jared Verse.
This is a nice one.
I like this one. I like.
Looks like they made some good predictions at the beginning of the season about who was good.
Not sure exactly when these were
made, but
that's a very nice card. I'd be
happy to hold on to that one along with the Jaden Daniels. That is nice. And the final card for this third pack of 6 here, we have another Sack Attack card. Another guy who definitely deserves to be a part of that collection. One of the few bright spots. Whoops, sorry about that. One of the few bright spots on the Jaguars in any given season, because the Jaguars are a mess. Josh Allen.
Linebacker Josh Allen.
Not quarterback Josh Allen.
Here we are. Sack Attack. Is it backwards? Is it showing up backwards
on the screen? I apologize if it is.
There we are.
All right.
3 packs down. Almost 100 minutes live,
and we've only gone through 3 packs. Kind of proud of myself. Thought we'd be through this easily within 2 hours, but my yap has extended this. So apologies if I'm annoying anybody, but I'm having a good time. Hope you guys are as well. So nothing too crazy or rare in that third pack there. A couple of cool rookies,
but
not too much going on in that one.
Oh yeah, we did get this CJ.
Well, you know what? Look at this CJ Mosley. That's pretty cool. Different color border and reflective color on the top print. So that's cool. I have a few
other cards like that.
They're similar to that. I have a few MLB cards in my MLB pack hello, words. Pack opening with a different border. And I believe I had at least one, I believe it was a Gershon Yabusele.
Rookie card that
Was like gold reflective on the border, but it wasn't numbered. And I was kind of confused about like why it wasn't numbered. Because like other cards with a gold border, like I have I believe a DJ Wilson rookie card. It's numbered. It's got a gold. It's a similar gold around the outside, and it's numbered to 25. So I was a little confused about why that Yabu card was not numbered.
But maybe it's just a cool insert.
I've just dropped several cards on the floor. All right, keep going here. Alrighty. And Richard Dent as well.
Aiden Hutchinson. Very cool. Alrighty. And there we go.
Alright, so that pack is sleeved. We are 3 packs down. Appreciate anyone who has popped in and who is sticking with us. 3 packs down, 3 packs to go. Progress update. Best pull so far. We had don't know what to call those cards with like the different border and like the different color reflection because they're not numbered. I don't know exactly what to call them.
But that was a cool
Insert. And then we also had a couple cool potential cards. Jaden Daniels, Jared Verse, Cooper DeJean. And we also had the Randy Moss numbered to 630 with the gold border, which is probably without a doubt. I said probably without a doubt, our best pull of the day so far, in terms of rarity, at least. All right. So halfway done this one.
Did I cut him with the wrong side of the knife?
I did.
Switch that up. And
over there. Cool. Alrighty. Next up here, not seeing anything thick, so probably no autos, no patches in this one. That's fine.
it's flipped upside down. That's okay. Alright. First up,
we've got a definite stud here. From the Baltimore Ravens, former Chicago Bear, linebacker Roquan Smith. Definitely a very, very good player. There were some questions about the Ravens' defense this season, at least at the start of the year. It started to come around towards the end. But definitely a monster, for sure. Him and Kyle Hamilton and Matabike on the D-line as well.
Alright, here we've got Denver Broncos quarterback. Not a rookie, though. Former Patriots
and Raiders
quarterback. Bringing up second and third
string duty here. We have Jared Stidham, who's been a
I don't want to say reliable backup
quarterback, but he's been around. He's been a backup on multiple teams. Not really starting caliber, but
he's been around. He's making a career.
So you know what? Good for him. Can't hate on him for that. Jared Stidham. I think has Stidham been anywhere else? I think New England drafted him, right?
I think they did. Because it was
Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, Jarrett Stidham. That was their QB room a couple years ago. And Mac, for like his second season, wasn't great. So they went to Zappi, and Zappi was inconsistent, and then I think they went to Stidham after that. Alrighty. Next up, we have another tight end.
Los Angeles
Chargers. So same building, same city as Higbee, who we pulled in the last pack. Different team, though. This is Hayden Hurst. Like I said, from the Chargers. The picture on the card is from his on the Panthers. Hayden Hurst has been a lot of different places, hasn't he? Because he was drafted
to the Ravens.
I feel like
he's been, I want to say Ravens,
Browns, Falcons,
Panthers,
Chargers.
He was a 2018-19 draft pick. I think he was 20. No, because
he got taken before Mark Andrews, I'm pretty sure, by the Ravens. So he's been on 5 teams in, what, 7 years? 6, 7 years? Passed around, but he's a solid player. No hit towards him, solid tight end.
There he is. Next up, we have
got former Lion, former Eagle, then Lion, then Eagle again. He was an Eagle this season.
Safety.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson kinda got torched a couple times to start the season. I remember seeing because he wore number 8 for Kobe, because Kobe was from Philly, and then people were making fun of him because he got torched. Wasn't playing so great to start the year, but he came around towards the end, I believe. And definitely a solid player and Hall of Fame trash talker for sure.
So, yeah. And he will be playing in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Next up, we have
a stud young wide receiver.
Unfortunately, his quarterback
play hasn't been that great so far in his career, but definitely a great young wide receiver. Hopefully, he can get a more reliable guy throwing him the ball so he can really show his potential here. We have New Orleans Saints wide receiver Chris Olave.
I remember this draft
was wild. There was trades all over the place.
Yeah. That was a fun night.
I remember watching as a fan and being very
intrigued.
Next up,
this really
should at this point be considered a retro card or a legend card. I guess these were made before his announcement in the offseason. Because this man did not play this season. He is retired, and his division is very grateful for that. It is a surefire Hall of Famer, former Rams defensive tackle, one of the greatest to ever do it, Aaron Donald.
What a stud. Gold jacket waiting
for him, for sure.
Enjoy retirement, sir.
You have most definitely earned it. Next up, he's back. He was in the last pack. He's back again, this time just as a base card. From the Jaguars,
linebacker
Josh Allen. I've heard he goes by Josh Hines Allen now. I guess to distinguish himself from the quarterback, Josh Allen. Or maybe people just call him that to distinguish. I'm not 100% sure. I apologize if I'm mistaken. But Josh Allen, like I said, one of the brighter spots in a not-so-great situation for Jacksonville. They're bringing in a new head coach. They fired Trent Baalke. That's his name. I finally remembered it. We'll see what they do at GM, but they brought in Liam Cohen to be their head coach. And hopefully he can get the best out of Trevor Lawrence, so Allen's job can be a little bit easier. But yeah, definitely a stud
for the Jaguars.
Next up, speaking of studs, stud for, as long as you can mention here. He's been in the league for quite some time. and he's been a monster for pretty much all of it. Steelers defensive end Cameron Hayward. Yeah, this guy, I mean, as reliable as they come in terms of a great defensive lineman. Cam Hayward. Defensive stud alongside TJ Watt on that Steelers defense. Is this another? It's another kid. Sorry, I'm just noticing there's another kid reporter call at the bottom of this. I'm not interested, and the sweepstakes is over. Oh, I guess you get multiple chances to enter. It's a different code than it was before. Anyway, moving on. This card makes me sad. This card makes me sad because he's in a Giants uni, but he's no longer a Giant. Although he had a phenomenal season for the Packers this year. Safety, Xavier McKinney. Hurts my heart as a Giants fan, but he killed it this year. Had a fantastic season in the secondary for the Packers. Did he make the Pro Bowl? I think he was a Pro Bowler. Was he? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I watched the announcement video. If he wasn't, he was definitely in contention to be a Pro Bowler because fantastic season. I wish the Giants could have kept him around, but unfortunately, it was not in the cards. But he's on this card. And I'm happy to have him. Maybe we're kidding. Alrighty, next up. Ooh. You want to talk legends. Guy's definitely one of them. Very happy to have this guy in my collection. He was more than just an Eagle, but he's probably best known for his time on the Eagles. Weapon X, Brian Dawkins. The fines this man would get if he was in the league right now. This man was laying people out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he hits hard. He hit hard, man. No doubt. Stud, though. Absolute monster. Sure, he'll be cheering on his birds in the Super Bowl next Sunday. But, yeah. Absolute menace in Brian Dawkins. All right. We've got former Buccaneer, current Miami Dolphin. I know him best for his time in Tampa. Shaq Barrett just signed with the Dolphins in this past offseason. Don't remember hearing his name too much this season. That doesn't mean he didn't do good things. Not a name I heard a lot of this year. But he was definitely a menace during his time in Tampa. I believe it was a $10 million, $10 million a year deal he signed with. See, I can remember the numbers of his contract, but I can't remember if he did anything this season. I apologize. But yeah, Shaq Barrett, great player. Next up, we have an interesting card here. It is another one with that green border. There's something on the box. Look for rookies, signatures, and green. So maybe this is what they're referring to? But then, C.J. Mosley's not a rookie, so maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, another one of those green border inserts here. This time it's a rookie. It was, I believe, the first defensive player taken in the draft this past year from the Colts out of UCLA. Latu. I believe there were some injury concerns with him. I don't recall hearing too much of how he played this year. Of course, the Colts were a bit of a mess. Anthony Richardson was very inconsistent.
But yeah, Latu, first defensive
player taken last year, and it's a very, very cool card. We've got, again, that green reflective, instead of the silver up top, it's a green reflective color, so that's cool. Very nice. I like that.
coming off his rookie season.
I like these inserts.
They're cool. All right, next up, we have reached
the rookie portion of the packs here, so all rookies inserts. Next up, we have Imani Bailey,
running back
for the Chiefs,
out of TCU. This is a
name that I am not familiar with. I'm assuming he got some kind of playtime this year, considering Isaiah Pacheco was out a lot of the year with injury. They did have Kareem Hunt kind of come in, and once Pacheco got back, they split carries between him and Hunt. But
this is not a name
that I am particularly familiar with. Don't know how much game time he got this year, but still
cool to have a rookie card.
Regardless,
Imani Bailey out of
TCU.
Next up,
let's see here.
Another name I don't know if I
recognize here. Out of North Carolina.
Rookie for the Ravens
this year. Devontae Walker, wide receiver.
Now that's a name I may
have heard it. Imani Bailey. At some point, this is a name I definitely have not heard. So unfortunately, I don't have much to say about this guy. Looks like he had pretty decent stats at North Carolina. But again,
unfortunately, I don't have a lot to
say here. It's not a name I've heard.
But
regardless, it's a rookie card, and it's cool.
At least in my eyes.
Next up, another rookie.
Fortunately, another
name that I am not familiar with. Defensive end from the Minnesota Vikings out of UCLA, along with Leatu Latu.
Gabriel Murphy.
I can imagine him and Dallas Turner,
if they can both develop
together, being nice off the ends for Minnesota. And Brian Flores, is Brian Flores still coaching their defense?
I don't know. I apologize if I'm incorrect there. I know he was.
I believe last season he was. I'm not sure if he still is. I think he is. I think he's
there, DC.
But yeah, if Brian Flores can coach them two up,
that will be a nice duo. He had 8 sacks in his last year
at UCLA, so definitely got some pro potential there.
I mean, he was playing the same teams that
Latu was, right? Next up,
we've got a name I
do very much recognize. Offensive tackle out of Washington. Rookie this past year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Troy Fautanu.
Remember urinating tree being
pretty happy about this pick, securing the trenches. Never a bad thing to do.
Again, don't know too much about how he did,
so I don't have a lot of information to give you, unfortunately, but a lot of guys from that Washington team
drafted
pretty high, and a lot of them made names for themselves this year, so good for them.
Next up, this is
another name that I definitely recognize.
Braylon Allen,
running back out of
Wisconsin, currently playing for
the New York Jets.
Definitely got some play
time this year. I remember hearing his name watching Jets games this year.
Him and Brees Hall.
I'm assuming they split carries. Brees with
Brees Hall is the feature back, of course.
Don't know too much about Wisconsin as a football program. I'm sure they're normally pretty solid.
But yeah.
Braylon Allen,
Jets running back.
Next up, looks like this is our final rookie.
This pack, and then we've got some other stuff to take a look at here.
Another name I am familiar with here, looks like out of Miami.
Safety
for the LA Rams, Cameron Kinchens. Definitely remember hearing his name. I believe he was involved,
at least in some capacity,
in the Rams defense this season.
So shout out to him. It's a name I've definitely heard brought up.
So, bro was making plays. Cameron Kinchens out of Miami.
All right.
Next up, our first insert.
Or, whatever you want to call these. The
promo cards at the end. Another sack attack card, and again, another guy who definitely deserves to be there. The bright spot of the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett. Just keep him away from Mason Rudolph and everything will be okay. Yeah, now Myles Garrett, absolute monster.
What else is there to say about
him? He's you don't want to face him. It doesn't matter what team you are, you don't want to face him. He's a monster. Sack machine.
Incredible player. Next up, another
potential card and another rookie defensive back. This time from the Detroit Lions, it is Terrion Arnold.
Out of
Alabama?
Looks like Alabama colors.
I believe it was Alabama.
But yeah. Another rookie I do
not mind having in my collection at all.
Terrion Arnold. Happy to have him.
He can go right alongside that Cooper DeJean.
All right. Next up, another celebration
card. This one is Tua Tagovailoa.
I was going to make a joke about
this is him celebrating the fact he didn't get a concussion, but that might be in poor taste. No, this is
opening day against the
Chargers in the 2023 season.
These look a lot better in the reflection
than they do normal. All right, anyway, and the final card for the pack is another rookie. Different program though. 2024 rookie. It's got like this. Oh, it's one of. Hold on. It's one of the 1989 design rookie dynamic ones that were mentioned on the box. First one of these we've seen today. It's Michael Penix once again,
but
different art.
So we've got two Michael Penix cards
now. This one is the
retro style in his Washington
jersey.
Pretty cool. The reflective lettering up there at the top. Very nice.
Definitely hold on to that one.
Alrighty, so that's 4 packs down.
Go ahead and get these sleeved, and we will move on to pack number 5. There's nothing crazy rare in that pack. We did get another one of those green inserts, which is cool. And, of course, we got the Penix there at the end, which is a card design that we have not seen yet. So, we will take that for sure.
And the
potential Terry Arnold one as well. Happy about that one as well. All right. Get these guys sleeved. Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of rookies have come up here that I don't know too much about. My ball knowledge is lacking. I apologize. Cool to see rookie cards regardless, though.
I like them. I like rookie cards.
Here's that Latu
Green green border insert. Probably, in my opinion,
or maybe besides that Penix, one of the better things from that box. Get that Brian Dawkins as well.
About that.
Apologies if I'm shaking the table here. Get these guys going. Sleeve this one up, and we will get on to the next pack. Appreciate everyone who's popping in, sticking around. Thanks for your support.
All right, last one for
this box, and there we go. All right, 4 packs down, 2 packs to go. I take a little break. My back is acting up a little bit, so I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. Hope you guys don't mind. And we got 2 more packs here. Open for some juice in the last 2. Not that we haven't had juice so far. We had that numbered Randy Moss, a couple cool rookie cards, couple cool green inserts that have been cool. How many times can I say cool in one sentence? I don't know. But yeah, that Randy Moss is definitely the crown jewel so far. Let's see if we can beat it. I hope we can. If we don't, not the end of the world. But
like I said, this was priced
fairly reasonably.
So I will not be too upset either way. But that
Randy Moss is awesome, and I'm glad I got it because that's really cool. Lean back just a little bit here. It's a little easier on my back. My back's been acting up lately in all sorts of different spots. I don't like that. It bothers me. I'm too young for that. I'm 21. I can't have back problems yet. All right. I think it's about time we get on to our next pack here. Pack 5 of 6. We just crossed the 2-hour mark a few minutes ago. My dogs are getting fed, it appears, and they are very excited. Sorry about the loud noise. All right. Pack 5 of 6. Let's get into it. Looking for something cool. Alright, is this a... Yes, another one of those access code cards. I'll get rid of this one. I would share them with y'all, but the sweepstakes expired mid-January, so they are pretty useless, unfortunately. Alright, first off. I think before I said
Chase Young led both the teams he played for in 2023.
I might have had that wrong. It might have been Montez Sweat. Because we got Montez Sweat from the Bears. But he was also the Commanders, and then he was traded.
So apologies if I got that wrong.
Oh no, my phone's low on battery. My phone's low on battery.
I'm going to have to get through these
Last two packs. Alright.
Yeah, we got Montez Sweat.
Monster on the D line. One of the better pickups from the Bears, or for the Bears in recent years. So shout out to him.
Next up, we've got
Another retro card. Aeneas Williams, cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals.
Only really know him from
Madden, to be honest with you, but
cool to have a retro card.
regardless.
Happy about that.
Next up, we have another Myles Garrett card. This one is not in any kind of set
Or promo. This is just a base card.
card, but still Myles Garrett.
Very cool. Absolute monster.
Next up, we have
From the Ravens, safety.
Kyle Hamilton. Very nice. Next up, another retro card.
Our second in this pack
Already. And it is a legend. And he
set the gold standard
when he retired for what it means to be a quarterback.
from the Dolphins.
Dan Marino. We're going to talk legends. That is as legend as it gets. Next up. Now, if we're talking about monsters, this is about as monster as it gets right here. From the LA Chargers.
An absolute menace. Sack machine on defense.
Linebacker.
Khalil
Mack. Welcome to the collection, my friend.
Next up. At the point the card was made,
He was a Raider, but mid-season he was traded, and he is now on the New York Jets.
wide receiver.
Devontae Adams. Very good wide receiver. I am going to take this one a little bit just because my phone is getting a little low on battery, and that's what I'm using to record this, so forgive me. Next up, we have a defensive tackle from the Indianapolis Colts, who is a stud. Buckner, former 49er, a few seasons ago. Funny, we just pulled Devontae Adams. We got his buddy here, the guy who
Got him to New York.
quarterback Aaron Rodgers
Stayed healthy this year.
for the Jets. Bit of a disappointing season for the Jets, but
We'll see what they do. They have a
very
very
interesting offseason ahead of them.
Next up, from the Tennessee Titans, safety, Monty Hooker. Next up,
A linebacker,
and a heck of a linebacker,
backer at that, from the San Francisco 49ers. Saw him on the Pro Bowl games the other day.
Fred Warner. Next up, we have another
Retro card, another linebacker at that, and another Eagle. Lots of Eagles in packs today. Seth Joyner. Don't know too much about this guy, to be completely honest with you, but retro Eagles linebacker. Alrighty, we've hit the rookie part of the pack. Let's get through these here. First up, guy who's taken a lot of slack this year because he was drafted after Ladd McConkey, and the Patriots traded out and could have had McConkey. Javon Baker.
caught a lot of heat.
Because the Patriots could have had Ladd McConkey instead of this guy, but let's see if he turns it around.
next season.
Next up, we've got another Titan. High draft pick this past year out of Alabama. Offensive tackle.
J.C. Latham.
Another giant rookie here. Out of Penn State. Tight end.
Ended up
taking the place of Darren Waller this year. Theo Johnson. I believe he had a pretty solid rookie year.
A lot of Giants rookies today.
Happy about that.
Next up,
we have the guy who was breathing down Jaden Daniels' neck for a bit for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Totally outperformed what people expected of him this season.
Broncos quarterback.
Bo Nix.
Out of Auburn and then Oregon. Next rookie up. I thought this guy was
going to have a much bigger role in the NFL this year, if I'm completely honest with you. Because he had a monster year for Michigan. And then obviously they won the national championship last year. Rams running back, Blake Corum. Next up, we've got another green insert.
Green border, reflected green
Green up top.
And it's a pretty good player
As well.
Although a lot of people hate him.
Travis Kelce.
Another green insert. Very, very cool. Take that. All right, we're into the actual
promo cards here.
First up, we've got
another Potentials card. It's a guy we've already seen today out of Texas. Rookie running back Jonathan Brooks for the Carolina Panthers. Hopefully he can stay healthy next year. I have a feeling he'll have a heck of a season if he does. Next up, we have another League Leaders card. This one's on longest field goal of the season.
And it is Cardinals
kicker, or at least he was at the time.
Don't know if he still is. Matt Prater. Next up, we have another celebration
card. I've already pulled this guy today. I believe we got his sack attack card.
It's Max Crosby. Probably celebrating a sack. That would
be my guess. And then finally, we have another of the retro-styled rookies. This is a guy we have not yet seen today, from the Kansas City Chiefs out of Texas. Broke the 40 record.
Combine. Xavier Worthy. Playing in the Super Bowl next
Sunday.
All right.
I will sleeve this up. And we will get to the final pack. We have been live for
well over 2 hours at this point.
Really did not expect this to take as long as it has. My yapping has been incredulous, one could say. But, almost done here. One more pack to go, and then maybe we can review some of our better pulls of the day. So another one of those green inserts in this one. We got the Travis Kelce.
I'd be more happy about it if
it was anybody but Travis Kelce or Mahomes or, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. It's pretty cool regardless. Sleeve these up. And a couple of cool rookies in this one, though. Theo Johnson, Bo Nix.
Happy about those for sure. Making this harder for myself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. One more pack. And we will be done here.
Appreciate anyone who's hung out, stuck around, sent messages. Appreciate you all very much.
This has been a cool time.
Looking for something to top that Randy Moss from earlier.
That is definitely
The best thing we have pulled so far.
Alrighty, and
We'll start off another page with these last two and get right into the final pack because my phone is low on battery. Alright. One more pack. Are they saving the juice for the final pack? Let's find out. Alright.
pack number 6 is open.
Starting off hot. With a guy who was in MVP contention for quite a while this season, had probably the best season of his career, and unfortunately missed the playoffs because his defense was atrocious. Mr. Joe Burrow. Joe Shiesty, if you will. Next up, Atlanta Falcons running back split carries with
Tyler Algier.
Bijan Robinson.
Next up, from the Browns,
historically reliable tight end. Played for multiple teams. Has he? Am I lying? I think I might be lying. No, I'm definitely lying. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of David Njoku. Next, we have a legend.
I was talking before about
Brian Dawkins and how his hits would probably
get him fined
in the modern NFL. This guy would probably fall victim to the same fate. We've got Ed Reed of the Baltimore Ravens. Unbelievably good safety. Back-to-back retro cards here. A great tight end. This is a name I don't hear too often. Kellen Winslow.
Another guy I mainly know from
Madden Ultimate Team, but
fantastic tight end for the Chargers. Shout out to bro. Next up, we have
it was his first season in Houston this year.
Played pretty darn well, especially in that playoff
game against the Chargers. Texans defensive end, Daniil Hunter.
Next up, this guy was
knocked out for a bit of the season, unfortunately, with injury. But Chiefs are hoping this guy can
be a big threat for Patrick
Mahomes for years to come. We've got Rashee Rice. Next up, teammate of Daniil Hunter, who we just pulled. A public and devout Christian, my guy. And had arguably the greatest rookie season ever last season for a quarterback, Mr. Coleridge Stroud IV.
Rock with that heavy. Next up, another quarterback. This one's a Seahawk. We got Geno Smith.
We saw his celebration card earlier. They wrote him off. He ain't right back, though.
All right, next up, the Honey Badger. Back home in Louisiana. with the Saints.
Tyrann Mathieu.
Next, another
Retro card.
Fantastic. Probably one of the,
if not the best receiver in Jets history, besides maybe what, Brandon Marshall?
Maybe a few very, very old
Players.
We've got Keyshawn
Johnson. Fantastic wide receiver. Another retro player. This one's a giant.
And boy, was this guy good at
What he did. One of the greatest defensive players of all time, hands down, if not the greatest defensive player of all time.
Lawrence Taylor. LT, baby.
Lot of retro players in this pack. I am not against it. We've got another giant, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's a rookie. And he had himself a very nice rookie season at wide receiver. It's Rashee Rice out of LSU. Sorry, did I say Rashee Rice? What's wrong with me? Malik Neighbors. That's what that card says. Why did I say Rashee Rice? Malik Neighbors out of LSU.
Next up.
This is probably why I said Rice. We've got Brendan Rice, son of Jerry, out of USC
for the Chargers. Next up, first round pick
for the Dolphins out of Penn State this past year.
Defensive end Chop
Robinson.
Next up, rookie
this past year for the Green Bay Packers. Or drafted by the Packers.
Michael Pratt, quarterback, out of Tulane. Next up, first round pick
by the Dallas Cowboys
out of Oklahoma this past year. Offensive tackle Tyler
Guyton.
Next up, it's a green insert,
but I'm not happy about it.
I will say nothing more about that,
and we will move on to the next one.
He's back.
This time as a sack attack card.
Danielle Hunter.
Next up, we've got another Potentials card here.
We pulled a
green insert of him earlier. Laiatu Latu of the Colts.
Next up, we've got another
one of these first ballot cards. We saw one of these earlier. We had a Marcus Allen. This time, the trenches.
Will Shields of the Kansas City Chiefs. Great offensive lineman. And finally,
our final card of the day here is another celebration card. It is Jesse Bates of the Atlanta Falcons.
The moment being celebrated
here is his 6th interception of the season in 2023.
Apparently the defense did
a Remember the Titans celebration.
Okay.
All right. So that is the final pack of the day. Unfortunately, we did not get anything that tops that Randy Moss from earlier.
However,
we did get a couple of those green inserts. I didn't count exactly how many we got. I believe they said 6 per box on average. I don't think we hit 6. That's okay. It did say on average. Didn't guarantee it. But I would like to have seen a couple more. But we did get some cool set cards. Obviously, again, that Randy Moss is definitely the crown jewel of what we got today.
Probably show that one off again
before the end of stream here, because that card was quite beautiful. I do say so myself here.
Anyway, I will sleeve
These up. and we will go over some of the best stuff that we got here today, and then I will end off stream because my phone's gonna die soon. Ah! Hold on a little longer, phone. You've done well. You've done well. You can rest soon.
But yeah, we got
some pretty cool stuff here today.
Only the one number, but it's pretty darn cool, so I'll take it.
Something smells good upstairs. I don't know what's going on, but something smells good. All right. Continue sleeving these.
And there we go. All right.
Sleeving complete. Let's go over our best pulls of the day. So to start out, it looks like the legend cards are mainly just base inserts, so I won't mention those because they're not particularly rare or of note. We got the green. Let me get the official name here. The parallel. The green parallel, we have a Deshaun Watson.
We have a
Travis Kelce. We have...
Let me find the rest of them here.
We have CJ Mosley. Were those the only three? Those couldn't have been the only three. We had more, right? I'm pretty sure we had more. There's no way we only got the three of them. Look again. So we have the Deshaun Watson. We have the Travis Kelce. We had the Leatu Latu parallel.
And then we had
the CJ Mosley. So those were the parallels that we pulled. And then going back, we had a couple of first ballot cards. We had a Marcus Allen and a Will Shields. League leaders look like normal inserts for the most part. Same with Sack Attack. I don't think they're worth mentioning. Potential, some cool rookies, but probably, again, not anything really worth mentioning. Couple celebration cards, probably not all that interesting or rare. A couple of the 2024 retro rookies, I will mention those. We have a Xavier Worthy and a Michael Penix. I will bring those up because we only pulled two of them. And then the crown jewel, the thing that I'm probably most thrilled about today, it's Randy Moss. Numbered 180 out of 630.
with the gold border, the reflective sheen, if you will, and this cool like rainbow reflective effect on it. So very, very, very cool. Like the color scheme on it.
Very nice.
All right. So not
too much to be terribly excited about. In terms of like super rare stuff, I suppose. But we did get the one numbered. We got the Randy Moss. And we, excuse me 1 second here. Just cleaning up my mess. This is my normal setup area after all. I want to keep it clean. We got the one numbered. We got a couple of the parallels. One of them was a rookie, which is pretty cool. And a couple other cards worth mentioning, but not all that much. But for what I paid, I can't be too disappointed. I mean, obviously everyone's looking for something crazy, right? But I can't be too upset with what I got overall. Do wish there would have been a little bit more in terms of rare stuff, but again, it is what it is. But yeah, looks like we're sitting around just over 2.5 hours. Honestly, this took a little longer than I was expecting it to, just because of the lesser number of packs. But we
we made a good time out of it. I am happy that we were able to do that. Put my Swiss Army knife away here. Alrighty. I think that about does it for this pack opening here. Don't have too much else to say. If you see at any point anything that you're interested in, leave a comment, shoot me a DM on Discord, send me an email through my contact email. However you want to get in contact with me is fine, and we can set something up. I don't know if anyone would be interested in baseball, but you can go check out the baseball pack opening stream I did. Same deal there. If you see anything you like, let me know. And yeah, I appreciate everyone who came out and hung around. And again, this wasn't too terribly expensive. This box cost me around $27 after tax. It was like $25 on Amazon before tax. It was at 20. No, it was like $29 after tax in store. Sorry, it was $25 before tax on Amazon. I was gonna buy two. My phone is dying. I was gonna buy two initially, just because I did 256 card box for MLB. I'm kind of glad I did. Just because this took long enough with just the one box, so I'm kind of glad I didn't. And plus, I spent what would have been the money on that second box on an NBA box, which I can do at a later date and get another video out of it. So that's cool. I'm very much looking forward to that. I should let you guys know. I got started with trading cards. Really, I'm not like seriously, but like I started really collecting, doing NBA hoops, Panini NBA hoops. That's where I got my start. So yeah, looking forward to cracking those open and see what we get. But that'll probably be a couple weeks. I don't want to do these too close together because I want to space them out so I'm not spending too much money on cards. I mean, I have gift cards and stuff to spend, but I don't want to do it too quickly and then run out and then not be able to do what I want to do. So we'll space them out. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who hung around. If you're interested in trading card stuff, I've been posting shorts lately about stuff in my collection. Of course, my collection looks a heck of a lot different now with what I pulled. But yeah, I've made shorts on my rarest cards, my rarest rookies, and like some retro cards in my collection, like retro style older players. So if you want to check those out, you can. Of course, that's all not including what we just pulled. Which I don't know if anyone's still watching at this point, but one thing I want to throw out there is like pack opening recaps. Would you guys want to see, like, I'd post a short and just be like, hey, I did this recent pack opening live on stream, here's the best stuff I pulled, because I think that could be a cool idea. In fact, I might do that. I might do a recap from the MLB stream, a recap from this stream, and then when I do the NBA one, I might do a recap for that one as well. Some more content, and people who don't want to watch 2 to 3 hours odd can get the gist on what the best stuff we got was. So I might look into that. That's a decent idea. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I was gonna say something about like next stream or like streaming schedule, but I don't know if anybody's still watching at this point, and that's fine. But yeah, that's all from me, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And always remember, Jesus loves you. Peace.